Well, earlier I spoke to the Shadow Work and Pensions Secretary, Alison McGovern. Thank you very much indeed for your time. First of all, our report into the GMB union, a year after it was branded institutionally sexist. Are you as shocked as we are about what we've heard?
Well, these are serious matters. You know, everybody should be able to be a part of a trade union and feel safe whilst doing so. And I obviously can't comment on the detail of it, and there's, you know, an investigation there going on. But I, like everybody, would want to know that those recommendations that were made have been carried out, and I would refer you to what the GMB have said themselves on that. It's really important that everybody feels safe.
Are you comfortable with the Labour Party continuing to take money from the GMB?
Well, trade union donations are some of the most regulated donations in the whole of politics. So I think that there's a lot of regulation over trade unions, which makes it much better. And actually, the GMB have got to tackle these issues, and as I said, I would refer you to what they've said themselves.
Let's look at your fiscal plan. You started laying it out today, but some people are saying you need to be more ambitious. What do you think of that? Does Labour need to aim a little further for the stars?
Well, I think given the economy at the moment, where we've got a huge number of people out of the workforce because they're unwell, given that growth has been pretty much flat for really quite a long time now, I think it is ambitious to want to help our NHS serve people better. I think it is ambitious to want to help parents have a breakfast club at primary school so that they can get to work on time. We need stability and security in our economy. We need predictability, crucially, so that businesses can invest. I think that is ambitious. We know that we are.
But you're going to need more money. I mean, these are all laudable ambitions. The question is, where are you going to get the money to fulfil them?
Well, as Rachel Reeves has set out today, you know, along with shutting the loopholes that Jeremy Hunt looks like he's still going to leave in the tax regime for non-DOMs, so there is still going to be work to do to close those loopholes. We're also going to take the National Audit Office's advice and invest in HMRC and get the right staff there to bring in resources that should be coming in that are currently not being collected. And if you get that investment into HMRC, NAO say that by the end of a parliament, that could be about £5 billion. And that's what we're going to do to bring the money in.
Which is great. But then, as you know, in the overall scheme of things, that's not a vast sum of money. Inflation will tick into that. Is there, even if you're not going to tell us about it, is there a more ambitious master plan that Labour are working on that they don't want to announce because they're worried that it'll get stolen?
So I think this is an ambitious plan, I'll be honest with you. If I think about my own health service that's really struggling at the moment, having 2 million extra more appointments, particularly on the diagnostic side, so investing in state-of-the-art scanners and other things so that we can get quicker and better diagnostics and get people treated more quickly, to me that is pretty ambitious, because that will help people feel better more quickly and be able to do the kind of work that they want. Of course, it's not for me to say when the general election is going to be. So as soon as Rishi Sunak calls that general election, we'll be setting out our manifesto and there'll be more to say in that. But these plans, confirming that we can afford to have the investment we want in those breakfast clubs in primary schools and the extra appointments in our NHS, that is ambitious. It's about making our country work, making sure that strong public services support a strong economy.
But it's not visionary. Beyond those tactical moves, Alison McGovern, I put it to you, as I've said at the start of this programme, that you feel like you're 3-0 up. Your fear is that you're going to make a mistake. Is there a danger of complacency in your party?
There is absolutely no complacency in the Labour Party. And Labour Party activists up and down the country are working incredibly hard to speak to the public, listen to what they've got to say. And one of the things that people tell us is that they worry if they need an NHS appointment, and that's why this has been such a priority for us. And, you know, I look at the country and I think, well, actually, the numbers tell me that things are not going well. We've got, as I say, we've got this big problem with economic inactivity, which is just unemployment by another name. We've got to fix that. That will get our economy growing again. And I think that ambitious vision of having strong public services helping to build a strong economy is the one that we want. That will mean that as our economy grows, everyone does better, more money in people's pockets. That's what the Labour Party's for, to help people have a better quality of life.
How annoying is it for you that on a day when you want to talk about cracking down on people avoiding tax, you're also having to face so many questions about Angela Raina, who, there are those say, did exactly the same thing?
Angela's answered question after question about this. And, you know, she's said what's happened, she's taken advice, she's done that, and I think she's answered all of those questions. And actually, to be honest with you, Angela Raina is the Deputy Leader of the Labour Party. She does a great job. She brings a whole host of experience to politics, and, you know, I think she's doing a fantastic job. You know, part of our plans is to sort out the social care workforce, to get those better arrangements, get a good deal for social care staff, and Angela brings that experience.
That it's fair enough that we scrutinise somebody who could be Deputy Prime Minister of the country. It just feels like, why doesn't she just, if she's had tax advice, it's a fairly vanilla thing, why doesn't she just hand it over and kill this issue?
Well, she's answered so many questions on this, and I think it's right that if, you know, there's issues that apply, that, you know, cover other people's personal lives, they shouldn't have to have their personal information put in the public domain. That's not fair.
But you want the government to publish the legal advice about Israel. I mean, yeah, why is some of it going in the public?
There's a parliamentary process that needs to happen with regards how export licences are agreed. That's it's a completely separate issue.
But is it? Because it's about political probity.
Yeah, but Angela's answered question after question on this. And as I said, she's doing a cracking job as our deputy leader. And she is bringing forward great policies that will really help people in this country.
Alison McGovern, thank you very much.